Hello and welcome back to an episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about Simon Goubadia. Now, for some of you who don't know, listen, anybody watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta will tell you that they've heard one of the housewives, Portia Williams, got married to Simon Goubadia. About the marriage lasted less than 2 years and they separated. Now, when the wedding hit social media, everybody, like, that wedding was beautiful. Portia, according to what people are saying, Portia wanted a Nigerian wedding. You know how you watch Nigerian movies, you see the ashwebi, you see the headgear, you see all those things. According to some people, that was what Portia wanted. Portia wanted that lifestyle. Portia wanted, the money, the oil money, the rich Nigerian or the rich African prince kind of husband. Now, the way Portia met her husband or her ex-husband, during one of the filmings of The Real Housewives, Simon is Benin, by the way, or from Edo State. He was married to one of the housewives. She met her. They went to their house and Portia was blown away by the house and everything that she saw. She was blown away. So she wanted Simon. Before you could say Jack, Simon divorced his wife and then married Portia. People were saying that, wow, why would you snatch somebody else's husband? The lady, I can't remember her name right now, she granted interviews. She talked about how Portia snatched her husband. Portia did her own interview to say that she didn't snatch anything. The marriage was over. She just, she was trying to console Simon, and then Simon liked her, and that was how they started their relationship and then eventually got married. Now, Simon, being a Nigerian, the bone of contention and one of the reasons why the marriage didn't work out, according to Portia, she felt that he had money, or what he had presented to her was that he is a very rich man, a very well-vested business oil tycoon. So she thought that she has hit a jackpot. She's there to just live the soft life, have the husband, pay everything, and she would just be enjoying her life. She said that when she got into the marriage, she realized that was not the case, and then Simon was trying to use her to get his papers. I don't know why it didn't work with the first wife. Maybe they didn't marry for that long. Maybe that was why he was not able to process his papers through her. But according to the story, he already had immigration problem because Simon traveled to the US in the 80s as a visitor. He went there to visit and then overstayed his visitor's visa. So along the line, he got deported back to Nigeria. This was now I think he went in the 70s, got deported in the 80s, then went back in the 90s using farmer's visa, because then if you want to farm, they were looking for people to work in the farm. So Simon applied for that visa, but using a different name. So now the name that he used when he traveled in the 80s was different from the name that he used to obtain that visa, which is Simon Goubadia. Nobody knows what he used in the first time when he traveled as a visitor. Now, when they discovered because he now wanted to apply for, I think now maybe in the 90s or early 2000s, he was thinking that, okay, he wants to naturalize in the United States. Made the application and he was denied because they realized that. And then he was not just there working legitimately, trying to make money, paying his taxes. No, according to the report, Simon was scamming people. He was into fraud. He was doing credit card fraud. So he got into trouble a whole lot of times. And then they were trying to deport him, but Simon disappeared, changed. Simon was just, I think then in the 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s, they don't have like a general database for them to see. Like you can just enter your thumbprints and everything about you will come out. But as along the line, everything got digitized. So when Simon was trying to get his citizenship was when he was denied. that was when Simon's immigration trouble started. So ever since then, Simon has been marrying one person to the other to get his stay. But once they get to the Home Office or to the immigration service, once they put in his record, they will realize that, okay, this guy has used 1, 2, 3 names. He's a criminal. He's into fraud. So we don't even know his source of income. He's not paying taxes. With that, they will still deny his visa. So I think maybe with Portia, he was thinking that once he's on TV, once he's visible, and people can see that he's dating a high-profile person, he might be able to persuade the judge or the immigration service to allow him to stay. But that did not work out, because when he got married to Portia, and then Portia realized that there's no money anywhere. Simon was coming all along, and I am very sure that Portia was the one that paid for that wedding, because she wanted a big wedding. According to the story, they were supposed to have married some months back, but the prenup, Simon did not want a prenup. Portia wanted a prenup, or they were saying, okay, according to the prenup agreements that Simon was refusing to sign, Portia will keep whatever she made, and Simon will, as in not shared assets, just keep what you have and I'll keep what I have. So Simon was refusing to sign that, and she was not, she didn't know why, because she was thinking, this is a billionaire, I don't want your money. Why don't you, she was thinking it was love. Eventually, Simon signed the prenup. But when Portia got in there, everything was on credit. Everything was, he was just paying, robbing Peter to pay Paul, using credit card. He was owing. The private jet that he was flying Portia was on credit. So what saved Portia was the fact that they had that prenuptial agreement where whatever you're spending is your spending, whatever I'm spending is my spending. So when she eventually filed for the divorce, he wanted to remove that prenup so that they will be able to pay those so that Portia will bear the responsibility or joint responsibility with the debts that he incurred trying to impress her. But Portia had money. She, hired a very good lawyer, and he was able to argue that this was a prenup that the both of them signed and it should hold, which Portia won. And then when all this case was going on, ICE, which is the immigration center for whatever immigration, basically picked up Simon. And people are saying that it was Portia that hinted them where he was. So they picked Simon up. Simon spent about 3 months in detention center. And ladies and gentlemen, Simon has been deported back to Nigeria. Now, this is somebody that traveled in the 80s, made money by scamming people. Yeah, maybe he has gone legit now, but he made a whole lot of money, from not legitimate source. And instead of this man to lie low, just sort out your papers. You mustn't be in the UK, in the US. You've made a whole lot of money that you can go to any country, but he wanted the US, and he just didn't want to use it. US. He wanted to be in our faces. And this brings me back to a similar case of Pastor Toby Adeboyega. They are saying that, he's a pastor, he's going to beat the case. This man has been in the country since, I think, for over 20 years. He's been in the UK. He doesn't have papers. He came in as a visitor, overstayed his visa, refused to go back, and since then he's been fighting immigration. It's just that the UK immigration service is not as crazy as the US. I mean, Simon, it took them over 4 decades to get him out of the US, but Toby is over 2 decades now, and he is just, according to what people are saying, scamming people, getting young people to take out loans from the bank and use that to fund his lifestyle. He's living lavish, he's wearing Gucci, he's wearing Prada, driving sport cars from money that people are donating. He's saying that, his friend at the freeze will say, he doesn't collect tithes, he doesn't collect offering. But according to ex-members of the church, they will take your name to collect loan, credit, and you don't even know. You're just going to wake up one morning, want to maybe buy a house, and these are young people. These are young people that they haven't gotten to the point where they want to like check their credit score or anything like that. These are the people that this man is using. Over 200 people, they collect their student loan, and then he will just use that money. They will not go to school. We're talking about the student loan is at least minimum of £10,000 per year. So just imagine 200 people for 3 years. Like, and this man doesn't have his papers. This man is illegal. So now Simon is in Nigeria, in Benin City, chilling. Pastor Toby Adeboyega is still in the UK chilling. But one day, monkey go market, he no go return. So I'm not praying for any bad thing to happen to anybody. But the lesson here is, before you travel to any country, know the immigration rule. If you want to go and settle in that country, don't go as a visitor. Look for another way to travel. Get a student visa. There are so many ways you can get a job. Get a job. Don't just go there as a visitor. Okay, you've gone there as a visitor. You've seen how things are. You can then easily go back and come back as a student, or at least you've known people, you've made it. Let's say you went as a student and made contact. Then you can easily go back and then re-strategize and come back and sort yourself out. But I don't know, people just think, okay, once I have money, once I have influence, the immigration rule doesn't apply to me. Or more premium tiers. And now that Simon is, because he was picked up, I don't think he was prepared for it. Maybe his money is still tight, because once you're deported, they will freeze all your assets. So I don't even know. Let me know what you think. Do you think that people should just gamble and travel without finding out immigration rules and just hoping for the best? Simon has kids in the US. He has kids, but that did not save him, because he was scamming, lying, and cheating. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.